Okay, so one more shot. This is it's the new film from Nicholas Clifford. I think it might be his feature directorial debut, but it's a bit unclear. It was written by Alice Foulcher and Gregory Erdstein. The film is produced by Jim M. Wright, Virginia Whitwell, Elise Trendorden, and Nick Batziez. It is executive produced by Dave Bishop, Alicia Brown, Michael Sisson, Nicholas Clifford, Gregory Hamilton, Abigail Hargrave, Kalia Scooby, Paul Wygard, and Heathcote Wright, with associate production from Gillian Crosby and line production from Sally Clark. We have Justin Stanley on the score, Simon Ozolians on cinematography, Julie Anne Darive handled the editing duties. Casting was Natalie Wall. Production design is Carrie Kennedy. We have Zoe Lofts on set decoration. Cappy Island takes care of wardrobe, costumes. We've got Algendrina Della Rosa, Sarah J. Duffy, Helen Magaliskis, Rachel Walton, Freya Wilkinson on hair and makeup. Right. Stunts is Philly Anderson, Kate Angus, Jack Christie, Gavin Coleman, Jim Petrolopoulos, and Scott Warwick. So they took care of stunts. We have got our cast, right? Emily Browning is Minnie Vernon. Her sister Max. Yes, I think Max is the sixer. Is played by Contessa Trefone. Max's girlfriend Flick is played by Anna McGranan. Then there is Minnie's ex, who is Joe, played by Sean Keenan. Joe's girlfriend, Jenny, played by Aisha D. We have got Minnie's friend, Rodney, played by Ashley Zuckerman. His wife, Pia, played by Pallavi Sharada. Their kid, Ria, played by Imara Calwell. Then there is Seaward, who's a friend of Rodney's, I think it is. He's played by Hamish Michael. Yeah, that's all the friends, right? There is also Cameron, played by Oliver Coleman. Olivia, he's an ex of Minnie's as well. There's Olivia Pippolis, played by Lucy. No, Lucy. Yeah, Olivia Pippolis plays Lucy. Oh. Diana, played by Fiona Harris. I think she works with Minnie. And Jarov, played by Freddie Billamoria. Right, so the gist of the story: New Year's Eve, 1999. Minnie discovers a bottle of time-traveling tequila. Each shot takes her back to the start of the night, giving her a bottle's worth of shots to change the course of her millennium. So yes, this is, yeah, basically, running through the story is the whole Y2K thing, right? It's, it's nothing new here, right? We've had this idea played out a good few times, right? One of the best being About Time, right? Now, obviously, that came well after, Groundhog Day. And we've had, plenty of TV shows and things like Outer Limits and stuff like that, all with the same whole kind of gimmick. Can you change your reality? Like something that will jump you back, a few hours, a few years, all of this jazz. And, sometimes it works, other times it does not. With this one, yes, it's odd. Well, it takes ages to get to the whole, oh, look, this tequila takes you back in time, right? It takes ages to get to that point, which is an odd one, right? Minnie, right, looks like she's got a good job, everything, and her ex from 2 years ago is, with his girlfriend, wife, who knows, but she's pregnant. She's literally having a kid there and then. And then you've got Minnie kind of freaking out. And I think, look, that's all well and good. It kind of would have been, it would have worked more if it had have been 6 months. Because then you really can, you buy into her like shock and be like, oh shit, yeah, that's kind of crazy, right? But the fact it's 2 years, you're kind of just like, I mean, it's 2 years ago, kid. You know what I mean? Surely, it's time to move on, right? So we have that. And also, you kind of think in 2 years, she probably would have, been on other dates and things like that, right? Like, at the very start, there's nothing that kind of makes you go, oh yes, I can see why she has been single for 2 years, right? There's nothing to even assume she's been single for 2 years. So the notion that she supposedly has and hasn't had anything going for her, you're kind of like, huh? But we also, it's weird because then later on in the film, we do get a notion that, wait, was it 2 years or was it 6 months? Right, because Joe mentions like an engagement, right? And you know what I mean? But he referenced it being 6 months ago. So the time frame is a little confusing here. And it's a bit confusing just all the way through, right? This whole time frame on certain events and everything like that. But I think a big thing about time travel films is, firstly, you've got to care about the situation. The situation has to be like, oh, fuck, yeah. I completely get why, you know what I mean, they'd want to change that. Like, in About Time, it was nothing crazy, but the girl he's been, had his eyes set on, she kisses someone else, and so you get it. But then it's just like, but you like the character, right? You liked the character. And, the sister and just the dad, Bill Nye, the dad, just all of these people you liked, right? You felt for them. So that's why that all works. You know what I mean? In this, there is no real connection with any of the characters. Right? Every scenario is weird. Even like the whole toilet thing with C Word. You're kind of scratching your head, right? It's like, yeah, Coke in the toilets is, well, you're kind of thinking, wait, wouldn't he have done it even just before he got there? Because it's a house party. It's not like in a nightclub, right? So you'd think, wait, you would have done it before you got there, right? But even she comes in the toilet. So how do you not see him? You know what I mean? That whole thing, and then the way he's not leaving the toilet, like it's just a weird vibe, right? So that's all weird. Just all of these scenarios are weird. You have Flick seeming to hate Minnie, and you're like, okay, so where's that coming from? But it's not even acknowledged, right? You have all of these, just so many weird situations that do not get acknowledged. But the biggest thing here, people, a big thing about the whole time loop film, right, the time loop scenario, is the person is trying to find out, okay, how do I get to move on, right? So you have them making significant changes, right, to see, oh, is this the thing that helps me, move past this? In this, nothing, right? Literally, she doesn't really do anything different, right? And even as she goes through, it's not even, I think it's on the second time that she learns this important thing about, like, Joe. So you just think, okay, we know this thing. So you're still not trying to, wait, what are you doing? Right? It's so weird. And it's just going through the same scenario over and over again without, as I said, trying to really change a thing. So it's just like, okay, you're not doing anything different. So what are we expecting to happen here? Right? And even a stupid friend, again, doesn't do anything different. So you have these scenarios, right? Like when we know what the actual thing is on both counts. But then on both counts, neither are doing anything. So it's just like, wait, why am I supposed to care about this film? Why am I supposed to care about these characters when no one is trying to actually make any sort of change? And we get to a point where you just think, okay, there is realization on the fact that, what this is. But nothing, right? And you still then get a really weird outcome. Then you're just like, wait, I thought there was a realization. There was a moving on point, but we're still here? Like, it is pretty baffling. Pretty baffling, right? It's not a long film, which was kind of the point of watching it. I was like, what can I watch? That's quick? Right, it's meant to be a comedy. Cool. Could do with a laugh. Wasn't funny at all. There was nothing funny about the film. And you just over the course of, nearly 90 minutes, they do nothing to have anyone that you can relate to, you're endeared to, nothing, nada. And that's a big point about this, right? You have to be able to care about the scenario, right? You have to be able to go, oh man, I have been there, right? I've been through that shit. Oh man, it was terrible when this thing happened. Like, but you don't. You're just scratching your head going, okay, so at what point does this get better, right? At what point do I care about what's going on, right? We don't buy any of the relationships, right? None of the relationships. There's this quite important, I think, thing that we learn, and you're saying, okay, if that's the case, then wouldn't the whole introductions, wouldn't that be different? Right? Like, it is just, it's very odd. It's a very odd film. I kind of think that maybe, oh Lord, I cannot think of the film. There's a great film called Scrambled, right? And then there was, I think it was Special Delivery. There's a film called Special Delivery, and it was all a bit of a mess. And this feels very similar, right? So I think if you enjoyed Special Delivery, I think One More Shot could work for you. I also think it's just those supposed rom-coms where you're just like, oh, right? Oh, this is meant to be, I think things like 27 Dresses, that jumps to mind, right? Boy, I mean, there's so many. Like, just think. Like, Hotel for Cats. I think that was another odd one. I mean, just any of these kind of films, if they're your enjoyment, that's all good. I think you're like this, right? I think this will work for you. But if those kind of films are not your cup of tea, then I don't think One More Shot is going to do anything for you. I don't think you're going to be like, yes, that's all. Don't watch this expecting something like About Time, right? Something like Eternal Sunshine. Because it's not that, right? It is most definitely not that. You know what? I would probably say Bridget Jones 2, 3, and 4. If those are your jam, then maybe One More Shot is for you, right? It's more in line with that type of thing. So, yes, it is out on, your favorite digital channels. So, yes, if you want a time loop romance film, then maybe, right? And if About Time wasn't your jam, right? If About Time was a bit like, oh, that's just a bit much, then maybe One More Shot. Yeah, you want to give that a try. So yes, One More Shot.